आप एक बार फिर लिए चलते हैं आपको दिल्ली, जहां एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी के नोएडा कैंपस में एमिटी स्कूल ऑफ बिजनेस की ओर से इंटरनेशनल कॉन्क्लेव का आयोजन हुआ है।
First hand, how expectations from businesses have evolved. Consumers are more conscious. Investors are more watchful. Governments are more ambitious. And young professionals, many of you here, are far less willing to work for organizations that succeed at the cost of society or the environment. That's why the conversations happening at this conference are so important. Entrepreneurship today is not just about solving for convenience or speed. It's about solving for consequence. The gig economy, platform businesses, and digital first ventures, they have unlocked incredible access and flexibility. But they have also forced us to rethink worker security, income stability, and digital trust. The most successful entrepreneurs of the next decade will be those who ask, just because we can scale something quickly, should we? And how do we scale it responsibly? Responsible entrepreneurship means designing business models that are inclusive, fair, and future-ready from day one, not adding ethics as an afterthought. For a long time, sustainability sat in a corner of organizations, sometimes under CSR, sometimes under compliance. Today, it sits at the strategy table. Climate change, water stress, soil health, waste management. These are not just environmental issues, they are business continuity issues. In the food and agri sector where I work, we see this very clearly. Without healthy soil, resilient farmers, and responsible water use, there is no long-term business. Sustainability is not a side initiative. It is risk management, innovation, and growth strategy all rolled into one. And this is where academia and industry must work together. Researchers help us ask better questions. Entrepreneurs help us test bold solutions. Corporates help scale what works. Policymakers help create the right enabling environment. Conferences like ICSBD are where these worlds meet, and that collaboration is exactly what we need. Another powerful theme here is digital transformation. AI, data, platforms, and automation are transforming how we produce, sell, and communicate. But as we digitize everything, we must not dehumanize everything. Trust will be the currency of the digital economy. Customers will stay with brands that they trust. Workers will engage with platforms that treat them fairly. Citizens will support policies that are transparent and inclusive. So as we build digital businesses, we must also build digital ethics around privacy, transparency, accessibility, and inclusion. To the students and young founders here, you are entering the world of business at a fascinating time. You don't have to unlearn decades of extractive thinking the way many legacy systems do. You can build differently from the start. Build ventures that use resources wisely, that respect people across the value chain, that leverage technology responsibly, and that create value that lasts beyond the next funding round. Profit and purpose are not opposites. In the long term, they strengthen each other. If there's one idea that I'd like to leave you with, it is this. The future will not be shaped by the biggest companies alone, but by the most responsible ones. And responsibility is not a constraint on innovation. It is a catalyst for better, smarter, and more resilient innovation. I congratulate the organizers, faculty, and the students of Amity School of Business for creating a platform like ICSBD that brings together ideas, research, enterprise, and purpose. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this important conversation. I look forward to learning from the discussions, the research, and the innovations showcased here. Wishing all of you an inspiring and impactful conference ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insightful and inspiring address that beautifully highlighted the role of sustainability in creating shared value. Now, our next keynote speaker for today is Mr. Santosh Sharma, founder and CEO, BookMyJet, Council Chamber SOCHM, National Council and Hospitality, Delhi. Mr. Santosh Sharma, sir, is an Indian aviation entrepreneur building for the next era of air mobility in India. As the founder of BookMyJet, he is focused on creating aviation infrastructure that blends technology, operational excellence, and trust, designed to scale with India's economic growth. He believes the future of Indian aviation lies in the system that are transparent, data-driven, and his leadership is shaped by a long-term vision of building globally relevant aviation companies from India. Now, I request our keynote speaker to address this young generation, and we look forward to your insightful stories from your experience.
What's happening? Sorry. Am I audible? Excuse me, am I audible to all of you? The last row? Yes? Okay, are you aware of the fact that what are the benefits of clapping? No, what are the benefits of clapping? I didn't ask you to clap. Huh? No. What are the benefits of clapping? Anybody from science background? You would know this, right? Sorry? Okay, first is it improves, it makes you in a good mood. It comes, it improves your mood. Anything else? Anyone? Raise your hand and I could answer. What are the benefits of clapping? What are the benefits of clapping? No one? It improves your blood pressure. Sorry? Burns calories, yes. It wakes you up. Yeah? Okay. It boosts your immunity system. Okay. What else? Improves your digestive system. So the best thing you do in the early in the morning is clap. Clap for all of us who are sitting here. Can you clap harder, please? Better. Come on, you guys are from Amity. This is my first time in Amity, and I was so blown away by the campus size. And thank you, Kshitij. I don't know whether you're here or not for being such a wonderful host and my temporary driver. Okay. And thank you. Sorry, I'm not going to use any doctor. I can use my first name, right? Okay. Thank you, Sujata, Ruchi, and Ruchika for putting me in this podium where all are females and I'm the only male. That's the reason I spilled water. Actually, I got so nervous while coming here. So, but I'm the only male here who got 20 minutes to speak, and they all got 10 minutes, by the way. So thank you so much once again. I want to, because see, Sharanya, Shimin, Doctor, everybody has spoken so much about sustainable, business and stuff like that. So I'm not really going to speak much on that because, I don't have any filter in life, so I can't really speak on something which are very serious and stuff like that, okay? And that's the reason I left my consulting job once upon a time. I was earning pretty well that time, but then I never wanted to be in consulting and doing all these presentations and, Excel sheets, etc. So, can I start my session with a song, if you don't mind? All of you? You can relate to this song actually, Though it is from our time, but let me see if you can relate to this song. How many of you know Amir Khan? You hear this? Audible? Is audible? Pause. This is for all of you right now. Let us finish for all of you. Can you just enter the room? Okay, which song was this? Right. Why I was playing this song? Because while I was sitting here, and I was looking at all of you, okay? There was somebody trying to mentor people that keep quiet. There was somebody who was lying peacefully on somebody's shoulder. There were a lot of people on mobile phone. I'm not embarrassing anyone, okay? But the best part is that you all are still here waiting for me to speak. So thank you so much. Let me give a brief about myself. For all of you who doesn't know me, my name is Santosh Sharma. I'm a founder and CEO of Book My Jet, India's only tech platform for booking private jets. How many of you have flown a private jet so far in life? Oh, there's somebody who's flown. Who's that? Why are you laughing, yaar? Have you actually flown in a private jet? Lovely. Right. So it's the only technology platform which is meant for private jet booking, for all the information. I'll come to it, why I built it. But before that, since I'm talking on entrepreneurship, let me tell you 2-3 things very clearly, okay? I'm slightly blunt by nature. I'm slightly outspoken. So don't mind me if I don't intend to be arrogant, but I'll try to be as honest as possible to all of you guys, so that this 15 minutes, you enjoy yourself, we have a lot of fun, and I want to make it interactive. Is it okay if I make it interactive, so that we all are awake? I can ask questions, you can ask me questions. If you want to ask me a question, I'll be more than happy. If you ask me questions, I'll be triply, quadruply happy, right? Okay, so I come from a very small place called Jamshedpur. Anybody from Jamshedpur? No one. Okay. Where is Jamshedpur, by the way, anybody? Jharkhand. Okay, lovely. I went to one college recently and asked, where is Jamshedpur? There was absolute silence in the audience. So I felt a bit uncomfortable. I did my schooling in Jamshedpur, but then being a very confused person, I'm still very confused in life, and which is good for me, right? After completing my school in Jamshedpur, I went to Bombay, did my graduation with BA in economics, and I still don't know why did I do BA in economics. Though I'm a topper from my college, from National College, Bandra, I still don't know why did I do actual economics, because I don't understand anything about economics, frankly speaking, right? And then I came to Delhi for my master's, and after completing my master's, did some job in a consulting company, and then the life turn, my life actually took a huge turn because of one hotel, which is in Noida. Which is a 5-star hotel in Noida? Louder, come on, you guys are young, yeah, 22, 23 years old. It's not working? Okay, it's not working. Okay, which is the hotel in Noida? Which 5-star hotel? All thanks to that hotel, I came into aviation because I was considering to MBD Radisson a long time in 2000 and 2002, 2003. And that's where I met somebody who lives in Noida, and he offered me a job in a company which is based today in airport, and I joined a company which is a aviation company, India's first company to offer fractional ownership, private jet of course, and it was an interesting thing because I became the first salesman of this market, of charter market. मुझे कुछ नहीं आता था, frankly speaking, उस वक्त जहाज के बारे में, but then 2005 to 2009, when I was working in the company, built that company from 1 aircraft to 8 aircraft, 1 client to 289 clients. Then we had 1 office that time. I left with 5 offices. Though my exit was not in a very good taste, but then it happened for good. Why I'm saying all this thing? Because it was in 2009 my entrepreneurial journey started. It all happened accidentally because my wife, who is also my current business partner, she wasn't my wife that time. She was reporting into me. I was her boss. It was she actually who got me into business. And People say I report into her, but I say I still don't report to her. She still reports into me, right? Being the CEO of the company, she is the co-founder. But yes, she handles a very important part, that is finance of my company. In 2009, when we started our journey, the first lesson I learned that time, accidentally, was, see, Acha, how many of you want to start your own business tomorrow? How many of you want to start your own business? No? None? One, two. Okay, have you ever heard of a word called half pregnancy? Naam suna gaye bhi? See, either you are yes or no. There's nothing called this, right? There's no word called half pregnancy. So either you are say yes or you say no. So how many of you want to start your own business? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about it. And rest all? Okay, let's say 10. And how many of you want to join a company and do some job? Rest all. अब बाकी लोग क्या करना चाहते हैं? कुछ नहीं. I asked how many of you want to start your own business. There were 10 people. Okay. I asked how many of you want to join a job. None. So बाकी लोग क्या करेंगे फिर? Family business. अच्छा, how many of you want to join family business? Not bad. बाकी लोग? That's a crazy number, by the way, huh? That's a crazy number. And okay, so the first lesson that we learned in 2009 when we when we started our own business, no money in our pocket. I think somebody wrote in this media that we had 50,000 rupees in our pocket. We started off the business. No, it was actually much lesser than that. We literally had no money in the pocket. And when we started our business, we went to the old clients because we were brokers now. Initially, we had our own aircraft, so it was easily sellable. But when we went out to look for a business as a broker, believe me or not, something very interesting happened to us. We thought nobody will come to us to give us business. But mind you, 80% of my ex-company's client, where I was serving them, they all came to me. The first lesson that I learned that time, that when you're working in a company, try to build your own brand. People say very famously that, you should not fall in love with the company, etc., etc. But what is more important is, when you're working in any company, try to make your own brand, try to make your own name there. And that's what we did in that company, and that's where our business started flowing in. We made some mistakes as an entrepreneur because neither me nor my wife Ajuka, we both are not from a business background. My father was in Tata, her father was in Intelligence Bureau. So we had no business background. Okay? We made one mistake which was said something very interesting. और अगर आप सब जगह हो, सुन रहे हो, तो ये चीज को गार्ड बांध लो, चाहे आप जो भी हो, चाहे if you're working, if you're a student, teacher, employee, whatever. Shahrukh Khan said that बेटा जो भी करना अपने औकात से ऊपर करना. What I mean to say was, हम लोग अक्सर क्या करते हैं? What we do is, this is not ज्ञान, this is the fact. We actually carried a lot of this burden of our past. जो पापा माँ को देखा करते हुए सोचता है कि उससे थोड़ा बेहतर कर लेंगे. बट कभी भी कुछ भी करो, राइट? कुछ भी करो हमेशा अपने हैसियत के ऊपर, राइट? In all good sense, no opposite sense. So if you want to buy a car, buy which is beyond a budget. If you want to buy a house, it should be beyond a budget, right? उससे मालूम क्या होता है? The biggest benefit that happens is you are challenging yourself actually, right? And there's a word called manifestation. I am saying this thing because it has happened with me. It's happened with me every day, right? And it works. So that is a big thing that we did, after 14, 15, we started actually challenging ourselves. And that's where in 2019, Book My Jet actually happened, right? Today, if you see most of the startups, who are working today in the market, right? Anybody here has a startup here? Any startup who's working on a startup? Anybody out here? 1, 2, okay, the man in private jet, okay, you've flown, right? Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. So today, I was talking to somebody in Jaipur yesterday. I was in Jaipur and I met an investor over there. And he was saying that today the worst part of the story is we are somehow very fascinated by the word called startup, aren't we? The fact of the matter is A startup is nothing but an idea, it's a business, right? So please, all of you who are or who intend to get into startup, make one thing very sure, right? That your idea is realistic. Your idea is very visionary, number two. It has got some meat to it, right? And number two, which is very important, is you should have a very good team. If you have a very good team, trust me, you are fundable. But the larger point in startup today, which I feel very sorry about it, is most of the young guys, I have invested in few of them, right? They only think of raising funds. That is not entrepreneurship. If you have heard about Indra Nui, how many of you have heard of Indra Nui out here? Indra Nui, how many of you have heard? I had the pleasure of flying her. So, she gifted me a book. If you have seen her interview, she has written, there's nothing called work-life balance. I think with all due respect to Professor Matej, right? There's nothing called work-life balance. It's all about hustling. At home, you're hustling. In workplace, you're hustling actually. It's all about how well you hustle and achieve your dreams, whatever. A balance nahi kar sakte. How can you balance your work life? I don't know. I mean, I think this is a very frivolous statement that there's something called work-life balance. And also one more thing. People say, you go to Bangalore, you go to Hyderabad, you go to Gurgaon, Noida. It's all, a lot of people are coming, a lot of people are working on their ideas. But what is more important is, right, when I ask them some questions, 80% of them falters. They don't even have idea of what they're doing actually. They have just been, I think they're more fascinated. They're just flowing away in this journey of whatever, entrepreneurship, etc. But I think what is more important is that whatever you're doing, whatever is your idea, howsoever crazy it is, right? Please don't leave it in between. There are a lot of ideas. When I started Book My Jet in 2019, still today, right? I find it so challenging for me to convince an operator is somebody who owns private plane, to come to my platform. They all are friends. I give them a lot of business, but when it comes to putting their aircraft on my platform, it's a challenge. And I love it. And I'm just loving it because every time somebody says, no, boss Santosh, I cannot put my aircraft on your platform for whatsoever reason. It's a huge thing for me. And all the young guys sitting here, I invite you guys, right? I was talking to Sujata and I was telling her that we need young people in this market because all of you, most of you rather, after passing out, maybe you'll join your own business, you start your own business, but whosoever is going out for, employment, you'll think of FMCG, IT, manufacturing, etc. Think of general aviation. This is one market which is totally open. We don't have people in India, young people like you guys working in this market innovating. There's a huge employment opportunity over there. If you look at US, Europe market, it's massive. All the people working there are young people. So whenever I'm traveling abroad and seeing these people in the air shows, I'm surprised. We don't have people. So all the academic institutions, I believe this is a huge place where you should work on some ideas related to general aviation because nobody has done. It's totally a virgin market. Okay? I have 5 minutes, I guess. So I'll finish off. Okay. So, where do I come next? Okay. So, Book My Jet is still, is still in the working stage. We have people, we have technology guys working on this. But now we're talking about eVTOLs. We're talking about electric vehicle. We're talking about, vertical takeoff landing aircraft. So that is one place where you can even think of that because there's a company in Bangalore. They said they will come out in 2027, but I think nothing before 2029. And for all the people who are working on their own ideas, mind you, government is paying a lot of money. They're spending a lot of money to boost your idea. If you have some ideas, please reach out to your, your startup division. I think you have one, right? Okay, coming back to Book My Jet once again. If you look at this market where Book My Jet actually got technology for the first time in India in this market of private jet, if you look at the broad market, I was talking to a professor, I said we are about 25 years behind than those market, US, Europe market, we're 25 years behind. It's only because we don't use technology here, right? So when we started doing this thing, there's something very interesting actually happened with us because people think it's private jet, to sare hi-fi log honge, but believe me, it's one of the most unorganized market in this country, right? So one of the major reasons also for starting Book My Jet was to make things very transparent, very clear, and also is very approachable. So think of that you can hire a private jet for ₹1,00,000, which may cost 20 lakh rupees otherwise, but we are making it so affordable that you can even hire a private jet for ₹1,00,000, right? But to make it even bigger, we need people to work on this, and that's the reason when I got the invitation from Amity, I was the first one to jump on it. I said, it's a great opportunity for me to reach out to you guys. Think, and if you have some ideas, please reach out to me. My number is available, readily available. My email is available. You can reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to help you out. Last but not the least, you all guys are working in you guys are on final stage or like final stage of your this thing, final semester? Both, right? Okay, this may sound a bit rude, but the fact of the matter is, today when we interview people, young people, we realize that, people say there's no job in the market. Trust me, there are surplus job in the market. If you're looking at a job market, okay? The only thing which matters is that we are looking for people, who are working on the skills. It's so difficult for us, for entrepreneurs like us, for businessmen like us, that when we hire people, we have to literally interview for 50, 60 for one post, 50, 60 candidates for one post. It's very difficult for us. So my request, sincere request is, please, you have a mobile phone,